because sales is all about some will, some won't, so what, who's next. We keep on moving, and for that, I would like Janvi to give us a small session on what we all need on everyday basis. So please, everyone, for Janvi. Janvi, you introduce yourself. She has a page called Unmute with Janvi, and on what she'll brief herself.
Yeah. Hello, everybody. A very good evening to each one of you. So I'm a women's emotional empowerment coach. That's what I've started doing. So I basically deal with women, which I've often seen, who keep their voices suppressed, who feel very unheard wherever you are, your workplace, your relationships, wherever. And that's what I don't want women to feel or be. I want women to be able to raise their voice, to be able to tell what they need, to be able to communicate very calmly and very properly in their relationships. That's the kind of work I do. My work also revolves around communication, self-confidence, motivation. And today that's what I'm here for, really. So before I begin, thank you, Suraj and Neet, for giving me this opportunity. Thank you, all of you, for giving me this stage to just listen to me and hear out my thoughts. Now, I already mentioned the kind of work that I do. And, through my conversations that I've had with people over a period of time, what I've realized is even the most capable person holds a lot of things internally and is not able to really vent out, or is not able to go and talk to anybody. Now, before we dive further into this, I just want to check whether all of you are here. Do I have all your attention?
Yeah.
You're physically sitting here, but mentally, tell me honestly, how many of you have 50 tabs running in your brain right now? Your deadlines, your calls, your meetings, the calls that you've not done, things that you forgot, things that you have to go back home and do. So many things, everything happening all at the same time. And yet, we are sitting here. If I'm asking you, for example, how are you?
I'm really fine.
Of course, that's the easiest and the best answer everybody can give. I am extremely fine. Everything is very well, irrespective of what's happening in your personal life, irrespective of what you're undergoing. That's a very surface level talk, and that's what we always end up doing. We always end up telling that I'm very fine, I'm okay. And I think that's why it's become very important to have conversations around mindset, communication, confidence, emotional well-being, because right now in our personal lives, we are dealing with so much and we don't openly admit to all that we are dealing with. So today I'm not here to give you a typical motivational speech. I'm not going to make it boring for anybody. You've given me your time and I'm going to make sure you get the best out of what I'm giving you. So, the basic problem is you all are here. Everybody knows what we are doing, right? You exactly know what you're doing. So the problem is not about not knowing what to do. The problem really is not being able to do it consistently. That's where each of us lack, right? To be able to be consistent enough in what you're doing, whether it be your work or your personal life, your professional, whatever it is. To be consistent is the problem. So if I have to really ask you, how many of you every day wake up feeling motivated? Do you every day get up and be like, okay, today I'm going to be super motivated. I'm going to, yeah, maybe mentally you're thinking that, but as soon as you get out of bed, are you motivated enough? No, I don't think so. Anybody who wakes up with that motivational energy, aaj to phod dungi, aaj to ye, exactly. So, the real challenge, motivation, if lacks consistency, can become very dangerous. Okay. So the real challenge is, will you be able to consistently show up irrespective of whatever is happening in your life? Because life's not easy, right? And we all know that. And I think we feel a lot of pressure in your work environments because all of you, I think, deal with your pressures, your clients, your follow-ups, your targets, your deadlines. There's so many things you're doing at the same time. So honestly, staying motivated when you get success or when life is easy, when things are easy, is very okay to do. You're able to achieve that. But my real question is, can you still continue to keep up that same motivation even when results are delayed, or you're not able to meet your deadlines, or you're not able to finish the work that's been given to you? That's the real question, and that's the challenge I think all of us face at some point in time, right? Now, how many of you have had one work day which did not go really well? For example, you had a bad day at work that did not go well, and suddenly you just started doubting yourself. Anybody? Yes? We all do that, right? One bad work day, and it all becomes about how bad we are. Maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe somebody else is better than me. We are all in a rat race. So those thoughts always do come in our mind. And I think, especially in the kind of work that you people do, where you have to deal with clients on a daily basis, your client facing work environment, rejection becomes a huge part of your life. And sometimes people don't, you're smiling, so you definitely relate to it. Yes. So sometimes people are not responding. Sometimes deals that you have thought in your mind don't work out. Sometimes the efforts that you maybe put into a deal, that doesn't give faster results, and you end up getting demotivated. You end up feeling like, oh my God, this is not working. I'm just not good enough. So if every rejection starts feeling about yourself, and if you take it so personally, how are you going to grow, right? And I think in my own life, I've experienced this quite recently. So you all know the kind of work I'm doing. A few months ago, for me, the biggest challenge I faced was to start showing up more on social media. That was the biggest challenge I faced. I have been very camera shy as a person. I've been very confident talking, but when there's a camera in front of me, I just freeze. I go blank, and that's been my biggest challenge. And I basically, when I started this, I overthought everything. I overthought every decision I made, every choice I've made. I have, I think, rejected myself more than people have rejected me. I'm like, what will people think? What if things don't work out? There's a lot of judgment when you are doing something new. I'm sure Suraj and Meet can completely understand what I'm saying because you guys are into it. And after a point, I realized that this fear was not only about social media. It was not that. A bigger part of it was the rejection that comes with it, the judgment that comes with something new that you're exploring and something new that you're trying to do. So what I realized is overthinking is really easy. So what I could have done is gone back to my shelter zone, not posted at all because I'm camera shy. I'll not do it. I'll not post. It's easy, right, to go back into that zone and not do anything. But then I understood something very important. Most people feel that confidence comes first. Does it? Are you okay just being confident and not doing anything about it? It doesn't work like that, right? Action comes before confidence. So to achieve anything, the first and foremost thing that you need to do is put it into action. There are going to be times that you're going to fail, in spite of trying. You're going to fail consistently. You're going to embarrass yourself sometimes. That's going to happen. Like, for example, right now, if I don't do it properly, you guys are going to go back and feel like, oh, she was such an embarrassment. I know I'm not going to do that, but just for an example. So you embarrass yourself, but yet, even after so many things, you still continue. That's what self-motivation is about. Continuing irrespective of every hurdle that comes your way. So today when people tell me, oh, Janvi, you speak very confidently, or you are very confident on camera, they have not seen a version of me that I was scared of when I began. I know I've come a long way, but all of you can't see that. You only could relate to it because I told you the story that I have. And I think this applies to almost everything in life, right? Not just professionally, but personally, for everybody. I think most of the time we wait to feel ready, to feel motivated, to actually feel confident before taking action. So you're thinking, okay, I'm confident, I'm going to do everything well, but it doesn't work that way. To actually achieve something, you have to take action, and then confidence follows. And I think for me personally, life taught me this in a bigger manner, very deeply. I have a daughter who's 5 years now. So, right after my pregnancy, I had a lot of problems. Generally, what happens is, sorry, I went back to that phase. What happens is, women generally take around weeks to recover. It took me almost 2 years to recover from that phase, right? I underwent a C-sec. So, physically and emotionally, it took a lot of time for me to recover. And that's when I was completely broken. And I think at that point in time, life gave me two choices. I either had the option of sitting and saying, oh God, why me? Why is this happening to me? Why am I the only person who suffered so much? Or I had the option to accept the situation and be like, okay, this is what God served me. I might as well accept it and think about how do I move forward. And I think that's what I did. I did the latter. I one day just decided for myself that I've had enough. This is what's given to me, and I just have to move ahead. And I think that shift, mindset shift, changed everything for me. And it was just that leap of faith that I took. And I think within days, mentally and physically, I started recovering. Because in my mind, I was in the zone where I was like, okay, I'm not going to recover. And that's what my body did. It did not make me recover. But when my mind decided that I'm over it, I recovered very quickly. So this applies to work. For example, you people have one bad month, one rejection, one deal that could not be done, the thing that you worked for so hard. And it all comes down to judgment on yourself, on your capabilities, right? As I mentioned, whether you're good enough, whether you're not good enough. But if every setback becomes a proof of yourself, then it becomes very difficult to actually survive. Don't you think? If you keep making everything so personal, then how are you going to survive and how are you going to get through what's life offering you? And I think what people underestimate is consistency. Consistency is extremely, extremely powerful. Especially today when, we are in a fast-paced world. Everybody wants fast growth, fast success, fast money. You want everything fast. But then what is the cost that you're ready to pay for that? So if you're not able to take actions, if you're not able to keep repeating things consistently, you're not able to get the desired results for yourself. And maybe I think that's the difference between people who stop, right, and people who continue in spite of the failures. It is not talent alone, it's not motivation, it's sheer consistency. Consistently showing up irrespective of what life has to offer. Now, from whatever I have experienced in my life, if there were three things I had to tell you about motivation and growth, the first thing that I would tell you is stop waiting to feel confident before actually taking action. Okay? And I've already said this previously, but a lot of us, I think, don't understand the meaning of taking action because we are so caught up in the spiral of trying to perfect things for yourself, trying to be confident that we don't know how important action taking is. So if today one advice I have to give you, it would be like, just take that action for yourself, for your company, for your work, for your personal life, whatever it is. Even when things feel overwhelming, focus on the next step. Just make that one phone call you are probably delaying. Just make an extra effort to meet that deadline. Just make hard towards the pressure or the deadlines that have been set for yourself. Just take that one step for yourself. Because small movement creates a lot of momentum, and we fail to realize that. Second thing that I would want you to understand is learn to separate the event from your identity. An event should not become your identity. So, for example, you have one rejection. Your one rejection is an event. 1 month that you did not do well is an event. One deadline not meant is an event. So you should not portray all of it as your own identity. That's an event that happened, you learn your lesson and you keep moving. So your event and identity should be completely separate. And the third thing, and I think this concept has genuinely helped me personally, I hope it helps you too. It's a concept called E plus R is equal to O. E is an event, R is your response, and O is an outcome. So event plus response is equal to outcome. You generally cannot control every event happening in your life. Okay. For example, you made so much of efforts to get that one client, but it did not work out. That's a failed event. You made that phone call 5 times, but that client did not convert. That's again an event. Was any of that in your control? No. Events don't control you. What is in your control is actually the response, the R that we are talking about. You either react or you respond. And there's a very big difference. Okay? The difference is just of a pause. You just pause before you react. And when you take that pause, that reaction turns into responding. So your response will basically decide the outcome. So in case if you're in a situation where you feel frustrated or irritated, your outcome is basically just going to be negative. Your event has already happened, right? You have that client who's gone. What do you do about it? Just keep feeling bad the whole year and don't achieve deadlines, don't perform well for no. You learn a lesson from it and then you move on. So you basically decide, I am not going to react to it, but I'm going to respond. Based on your response, your outcome will change. So a positive outcome or a negative outcome generally depends on how you react to the situations. Yeah, everybody with me on this? Yeah. And I think that's why personal responsibility also matters too much. Reacting or responding is my own responsibility. Nobody can do that for me. So, for years I've had my father put up this one saying on his wardrobe, which I've read so many years, the number of years that I've been reading that. The quote says, if it's meant to be, it is up to me. And I think for a very long period of time, I just couldn't understand it. I would just read it and I'm like, what has Papa done? Why is that there? What does it mean? And I think it took me so many years to understand the meaning of just that one simple sentence. What does it mean? If it is meant to be, it is up to me. Which means if you have to achieve something, if you have to do something, it is up to you. I could have not taken this opportunity of coming here and talking in front of you just because of a simple reason that I am camera shy. That's gone. That opportunity is gone for me. But I made this decision to come here, to show up, irrespective of all the hurdles I am facing. So I decided if it's up to me, it's up to me, right? So I think that's what all of us need to adapt in our everyday life. At the end of the day, it's not about a perfect timing. It's not about perfect words. It's not about a perfect opportunity that comes to you. It's only about showing up irrespective of the situation or opportunity in front of you. So before I end today, I want to leave you with this thought. And I want you to take this really very seriously. Please don't underestimate yourselves too quickly. That is one request I would want to make to all of you, because I think a lot of people quit on themselves emotionally. But life is there to do that. Let life do that. It's already going to do that for you. You just be kind enough to yourself to not get let go and to not get disappointed so early, right? So whether it's your work, it's your confidence, it's your professional life, it's your health, your relationships, or even your personal growth for that matter. Learn to keep moving forward, even during very difficult phases of your life. Maybe it's not like, as I mentioned, not feeling inspired every single day you wake up, but maybe it's just about showing up. That's how it starts. That's how motivation starts. Just showing up for yourself. Little by little, decision by decision, day by day, baby steps. And I think if something from today resonates with all of you, I'd really love to stay connected with each one of you. I have an Instagram handle called Unmute with Janvi. You can follow me. And I keep having conversations around emotional well-being, confidence, communication. So that's it. Thank you so much, all of you, for being a wonderful, wonderful audience. I'm sure I did not bore you, but if yes, apologies from my side. Thank you, Surat. Thank you, Meet, for giving me this opportunity. Thank you, guys.